All right, let's start. All right, guys, today we have a special guest, Mátyás. So Mátyás is a Hungarian guy that I knew in Tiszabás Valley. We teach English together at a gypsy church. So Mátyás, how are you?
I'm fine, I'm good.
Good?
Anxious, but I'm good.
A little anxious?
Yeah.
No problem. Yeah, it will fade away as we go on. So Mátyás, I've noticed you're very good at self-learning. So you self-taught yourself languages, English, rap. I know you do rap songs, poems, and you do drawing and piano. You do all those self-learning. And recently, I know that you're learning Russian.
Yeah, that's true.
And I know that you're very interesting and very motivated every day. So as today's podcast, we will talk about why should we learn a new language. So I want to start with what is your philosophy for learning a new language, Mátyás?
Hi, Tommy. Hi, guys. At first, I didn't understand the question.
Okay.
Philosophy, what you mean by philosophy. But as I was thinking on it, I think everyone should learn a new language.
Okay.
It's a bit radical thought, I know, but I think this language learning is improves other skills other than just learning new words, vocabulary, and grammar. So you need that in your life, like everyone's life. I think that is my philosophy about learning new languages. Basically that's it.
And as you're learning Russian, I think people are most curious about what is your biggest motivation of learning Russian and what is your goal in this language?
At first, my biggest motivation was a girl who spoke Russian. Yeah, I know her. She gave me the motivation to learn Russian, to speak, and my motivation is just for the conversation, so I can get a conversation with her or with other people, like Russian people. And what is my goal? My first goal is to go on a conversational level, because I think that should be everyone's goal at first. But after that, if you are interested in more of the language, you can go on a literature level. If you are into poems, for example, or writers, authors. For me, in school in Hungary, we study a lot about Russian authors. So I kind of want to learn Russian so I can read those poems, literature in Russian. So that is part of my motivation too. Like Dostoevsky, Tolstoy, these are Russian authors, writers. Yeah, rap songs also. That's very important. I know some Russian artists too, and I kind of want to know the lyrics.
You've only studied Russian for 1 month, maybe. Yeah, and you didn't go to any classes or take courses. You mainly just self-taught yourself and talk to your friends. So, what is your opinion about self-studying a new language?
Okay, so I think self-studying is very hard. I cannot deny that. And if you are alone, it's very hard to know or to study a new language because you don't have that feedback. So I think you should find a person who speaks the language you learn. And if you can get conversation with them, it's very good. But if you're all alone, it is hard indeed. I just can't repeat myself. So the other part of my opinion is that you should learn, even if you are alone, because self-studying, it can improve your skills, even if you don't have another person to talk to. There are many other things which can help you, like self-studying. For example, like YouTube videos, they are very helpful. And also, if you are listening and even reading, these two things are very important, and you can do it even if you are just self-studying. So yes, it is very good to have another person, but it's not a must thing, because we live in a modern world and we have all we have, to learn a new language.
Yeah, I think that links to our next question is what is your tips? What are your top tips for studying a new language or just learning a new thing in general?
So my top tips for example, to have a positive feedback, because you need that. I usually just draw some hearts in the corner of my notebook. It's just a tiny bit of sign, but if you see a heart or some just positive signs around you, it actually helps, and you want to see the progress every day. So it's not just about spending like 3 hours every day for learning a new language, but even if you're not in the mood, just spend like, for example, just 15 minutes, and it helps because you will get to see the progress. So I think it's very important. Yeah, the feedback, the positive feedback, the progress, and the motivation, of course, because you have to find that inner motivation within yourself. Without it, I would say it's impossible. Yeah, this is the third thing I can think of.
So you mentioned the positive feedbacks. Is that the feedback that you give to yourself or other people give it to you?
I would say both. What I mentioned is, of course, I give it myself, that feedback. But if you have a person you can talk with, he or she can give you a feedback.
Having positive feedbacks, making sure that you're making progress every day, even though just tiny little progress, and having that internal motivation to learn a new language, and combining these all three, you're gonna have like feedback to correct yourself. As you see the progress you're making every day, that transfers to your motivation for you to learn more. So now is your time to ask me one question. What is your question for me?
My question for you is that I know that you're learning Hungarian, and how hard is to learn Hungarian language?
Okay, if I have to rate from 1 to 10, with 1 being my mother tongue, of course, and 10 being the hardest language I've learned so far, I will give it a 0.5. And the reason I say that is because I have learned German before. I've learned it for a few months. I mean, my German is not perfect. So I think compared to German, the Hungarian is slightly easier.
It's just surprising for me because we Hungarians are studying German usually.
Oh.
But I can understand. I find German a difficult language to learn.
When I was learning German, I was in my own country, and I didn't really have a very, very clear purpose of learning German. I mean, I didn't have this necessity to speak German right away. So I was basically learning German hoping I could use it one day. In the opposite, right now I'm in Hungary, so every day for every new phrases or new grammar I learn, I can use it immediately to people. And I think that's just like what you said. I get positive feedback, and I'm seeing myself making progress. And also I like to connect with people, so I'm linking a new language, my new Hungarian vocabularies, with talking to people, so that all those things are my best motivation for learning Hungarian, and it just makes this process so much easier and so much enjoyable for me. So before we go, what is your last piece of advice you want to say to our listeners today who are learning also a new language or who are thinking about learning a new language?
Okay, my last piece of advice would be to not just learn a new language, but to move out, do some activities, do some sports, do some exercises, because it would help you to memorize things. Yeah, and it's very good for your health too. And without it, you cannot really improve the kind of level you want to. I think it's a core thing to do. not just sitting in your room.
Getting some also outdoor activities and sunlight and diversity in your body, basically being active, not just sitting on the chair and doing just one thing the whole day. That's too inactive. Wow, as a personal trainer, I'm very proud to hear that. It warmed my heart. Thank you. That's the best piece of advice I could have in my video. Hope you guys like it and enjoy. If you guys have any feedback or comments, please put it down below so we can watch it and we can improve our next episode. I'm Tommy. This is Mátyás. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.